Dying to create.
So I get it. I think she's super cool too.
Yeah.
As much as she thinks I'm cool, which I find weird because I ain't that cool. Anyway,
You're whack,
man. I'm whack. I think I'm cool. I think I'm cool enough.
You have your moments. You have your.
I have your peaks. I have my times.
You know. Yeah.
I have my times. Anyway, what's up? Welcome to the third episode of the Dying to Create podcast. And today we have Indigo Saint.
Yes, sir.
I mean, how you feeling, bro?
Yeah, good. Good. Yeah, good. Rested, hydrated. Just put in a workout also. Which is like, you know.
Do you meditate?
I do.
How'd you take care of your mind?
So the first hour of my day, I'm off my phone. I start my day at 5. So I'm off my phone between 5 and 6. Try and push it to 6:30.
All
right. Just take note of my surroundings first. Make sure that I'm actually sleeping where I'm supposed to be sleeping. You know what
Sounds like a real zen. Sounds like someone who has woken up in different spaces.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, because I mean, also just like the awareness of just like, are you aware of like where you are? You know, and just taking note. Like, okay, I left that there. I left that there. I left that there. I left that there. I'm here. I'm safe. I acknowledge the space that I'm in. I'm grateful for the space that I'm in. And then like after that, those little bits of gratitude, then I can be like, okay, cool. Now let me meditate.
Let me meditate.
You know?
Yeah. I struggled to meditate. I mean, I work out. I haven't done it in a while. I do stretch every day, but I struggle to meditate, like to close my eyes and try and concentrate on one. Right. I just cannot. My mind just will not slow down. How long did it take you? Is that what you do?
In a way, I think the understanding of meditation is different.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really concentrating on a particular thing. Besides maybe say you're breathing, you can make that the focus of your meditation. So for example, it's breathing in, I know I'm breathing in, breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Right? So you take a deep breath in, breathing in, I know I'm breathing in, breathing out, I know I'm breathing out, right? So that becomes the focus of your meditation. And then you let your mind do what it's doing and you just observe. So it's about more being more sitting back and watching, you know. So you let the thoughts run across, you know, because eventually like you do the breathing in, I'm breathing in, breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Maybe you can do it for like a minute max or 2 minutes, and then the thoughts will just start coming and you observe them like, oh, okay, that's that thought, and now I'm thinking about this, and now I'm thinking about this.
That is a hard thing to do, to not think, or
to not think.
I think
it's like because you're thinking all the time. Right. It's just being aware of what you're thinking. You get the difference? It's slight and it's small.
That's such a Zen statement, you know?
Yeah.
Like a Buddhist statement.
Yeah. A little. Yeah.
It reminds me of when I was watching what's this movie, the Air, and then the Phil Jackson character. Is it Phil Jackson? Phil Knight.
Okay.
Played by Ben Affleck, is like, yo, don't forget to breathe when you breathe.
Right.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like with what you just said, like I'm concentrating on my breath. So I guess it's all about presence.
Yeah. I mean, weirdly enough, like, I mean, if you apply it in, say, like your workouts, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a big guy, but because I practice breath work.
Yeah.
I'm able to lift a little more than I should be or could be.
By workout, you mean like actual weights?
Yeah.
Or you do like...
Yeah. So like, think of okay, let's use a bench press, for example, right? So when the bar is coming down to your chest, that's when you're breathing in.
Yeah.
When the bar is going up, that's when you're breathing out. Yeah. So that in itself is a meditation. You're just so, you know, you've just been, you focus obviously on your body.
Yeah.
But it's that breath work that makes sure that you don't drop the bar on your neck. You know what I mean?
I like working out is such a stress reliever, man. For me, I mean, I know a lot of people think it's just for the weights and to look, you know, sexy for the girls and the six pack, but You
That
feel so
too.
much better. I mean, that too.
That
yes. That too. I mean, it sounds like you've put a lot of time into it. Were you always like that? I mean, it must take a lot of discipline to be able to wake up at 5 every day. Do you believe in a routine, or do you like to keep it interesting? Like today I'm gonna
keep
wake
it
up at
fluid.
5, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up at 8 just to surprise the body.
I mean, for as you know, I also go out and stuff. So like,
Yeah.
sleeping patterns are, like, will be different. I allow myself grace over the weekend where it's like, okay, well, I can wake up at 6 or
Like
I
a
can
cheat
wake up
day.
at 6:30. But routine definitely, like, as the speaking as a man, bro, like as the out.
Yeah.
You know, that's important, and also it kind of sets precedent for the rest of
For
my
the
day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I've taken care of the most difficult things early during the day.
Yeah.
The waking up at 5 and then not being on my phone, and then going through whatever hygiene routine that you have,
That I have to do.
whatever eating routine that you have, speaking to people in your household, whomever they are, going to go actually step out and see the sun, planning the day. Okay, so today I have this thing at 12, I have this at 10, I have to make sure I'm here at 8:45.
Yeah.
It just frees up so much more of your day. So when you do actually want to do whatever you want to do, you have ample time to do it.
Yeah.
And there's no guilt
overlap.
associated with it.
Or
So
you're not rushing through your day, or
yeah,
like you actually get to enjoy your day.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll still have a drink,
Mm.
and still be up at 5. I could get home at like 1 a.m. or whatever, but 5 a.m. is 5 a.m., bro.
Where like I once I got into my 30s, I mean, still in my early 30s, but
Right.
like it's different now, bro. Like
Right.
like the hangover is just different, bro.
It's different.
It is. It is. Every time I drink, I think I always tell myself I quit. I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
But then, such a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Have you tried to quit?
Yeah, actually, weirdly enough, I had.
Do you want to quit?
Nah, I don't.
I think that's the real question deep down. All of us are always like, what? I quit, but I also realize I don't want to,
Yeah.
because I kind of enjoy the taste of it.
Right.
For me, it's not so much as a crutch as it is for a whole lot of other people who drink because they need to,
Right.
or it's because they're trying to deal with something. No, for me, it's like, when I taste that beer, I actually like how it tastes.
Right.
I guess I just gotta have to control how much I take,
The intake.
and I then do.
Yeah. Everything is a vessel, I think. I feel. I met someone this past weekend when I was in H, right?
Yeah.
And she spoke about super centered, very centered person, very aligned. And she spoke about how you can actually use alcohol as to channel things,
Yeah.
because it's ultimately a vessel. It's a liquid. Right?
All right.
It just has a different effect on you, on
you.
different people,
Yeah.
right? The same way that like some people would use maybe say weed, or like, I don't know if you've seen the water thing, the water test with the basically in a classroom they had like 2 vessels of water, so 2 bottles of water or jugs of water or something, and they put a positive message on the one, and then they put a negative
on the other.
message on the other. And then these kids every morning would walk into the class and then say positive things to the positive glass. And they'd say negative things to the negative glass. And the negative glass, like it started molding, But the one where they would actually channel positive messages to remain clear and pure, So it's like, so that's what energy does to like vessels. Ultimately, that's what it is. So if your intention to drink is to escape, that's what it's going to do for you.
That's what it's going to do for
If your
you.
intention is to network, that's what it's going to do for you. If it's for you to be more
Confident.
outgoing, etc.,
Yeah.
I'm always just like, regardless, when I walk into the room, that's the energy that I have. And then the drink is also just, it depends. Like sometimes I don't really want to drink, so I'll have a Coke, and that's fine, because as long as you don't feel pressured.
Can water do the same thing?
Can water? Yeah. Like you mean like drink a bottle of water? And
The network.
let's not overlook the fact that alcohol on its own, without infusing any type of energy on its own as a beverage, it does something to you regardless of whether you want it to or not.
Yeah, it will.
So
You'll become a star.
Yeah, you know.
hey man, it gives you English speaking skills, you know.
Yeah,
Even if you don't want them.
I've seen like artists who are like, oh, I don't perform if I don't have a drink, I can't perform. And it's like, damn, bro, like you like digging a little hole for yourself there.
Did you ever go through that, like when you needed the confidence, or you've always had the confidence to?
Like prior, I'd drink because that's what we were doing.
Yeah, like that's it. Everything about performing involves that vibe. Yeah. And
then I had a performance with two of my boys, and I remember it was a terrible performance, bro. It was the pits. It wasn't good. And
because of the lack of coordination and all that.
Yeah, because we were lit.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was decent, but it wasn't, we're not trying to be decent.
Yeah.
So I think that was like circa 2017. Cap 2015, roundabout.
15.
Yeah, 2015. And after I was like, you know what? When I get on stage, I don't drink. I'll drink after.
Yeah.
Because then it feels so much better when you've actually taken care of business, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And it feels like such an achievement, to be able to just do it and feel it.
Yeah.
Without owing your performance to anything else.
Yeah.
Just you and you honoring the art.
Yeah.
And your career. All right, cool. Speaking of 2015, I've known you for a while. At least I've known of you, and I met you. I think we met 2012.
2012.
If you remember, you were recording at the 405. Yeah. You were such a different person, man. He was not this guy. He was not this zen chill.
Did he have a brush cut?
Dude. Did you have a brush cut?
I had a fade, bro.
Yeah, he had a fade.
None of this was there.
I think he also... Were you skating at that time?
Yeah.
You were skating.
I was skating also. Yeah.
I remember this one time. One of the few memories I have of you. I think we bumped into you at a workers' pub.
Yeah.
I think, and you were... and then you were showing us this party trick where you could do something with the bottle and you open the item.
Was it with my eye?
With your eye?
Was it with my eye?
It was with your eye.
I was on some other time.
It was with his eye, because he was showing me something. I'm like, wait, how is this guy doing it? So I mentioned that to say, I remember those times because I was also just coming into the industry trying to learn. I'm pretty sure you were also still fairly new. Yeah. You were studying in SA at that time, right?
Yeah.
Because you were back and forth, I remember.
Yeah.
And I think for a while, I also started studying something. So I kind of fell off with the whole creative space. Like I wasn't really aware of. And then moved to 2016. That's when you dropped the Blunt EPs.
Yeah.
Right? And that's when I also tuned back into it.
Right.
Not that I was totally out. I just tuned back into it. And when I heard that, I was like, this sounds like a different guy from that guy that I last hung out with, who was opening bottles with his eye. I still need you to show me. If you still can't do it.
No, I can't do that anymore.
You can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I let that go.
That part of you let it go.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, bro?
Bro, he was, I wouldn't say life of the party, but he was life of the party. Don't be, this guy, now he's all chilled and zen. But yeah, I was just thinking about it yesterday. Like, funny how time works.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to know, like, what changed so much for you from becoming that guy to the guy I heard in the Blunt EPs, because the Blunt EPs are so
blunt.
They're blunt, first of all. To play on, I'm sure, the blunt.
Yeah.
But also I feel like they're so vulnerable. And yeah, I feel like they're way more vulnerable than I would have expected of you.
Yeah.
That other time.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know, like, and I feel like that's when, like, your career just started to grow up. I just wanted to know, like, what happened for you to become that artist.
Yeah. So 2012 was what? I was 20. And that experience of like being back and forth here, home, school, home, school, home, school. And meeting, meeting people from different backgrounds. The project in itself was inspired by my friend. So my friend took her own life.
Yeah.
This was 2015. And her and I were boys. We were like cool.
We were tight like that.
Yeah, we were super, super tight. Just kind of trying to figure that out, being 23 and then losing someone that you're close to.
That is so close.
And roundabout at the same time, I also felt like, I felt like a lot of guilt because I felt like
you were not.
I should have been. I felt like I should have like kept in touch at the very least. Called her at least once or twice or whatever. Because we would talk like here and there, but we so spaced out.
Oh, like when she passed, when she took her own life, you were not in the same space.
No, we weren't in the same space. I was studying somewhere else now. I moved to Joburg now.
All right.
And we met in Pretoria. She had like this modeling career that was kind of like taking off, and she was like doing like. Just started acting and stuff, and so like her life was like as well. Like she was doing like some pretty new stuff that like So here and there, you kind of when you lose touch with people, you kind of take it for granted a little. And then and then like when I found out like that hurt like super, super deep, and like the blame and all of that, just it all just kind of came back, and that was the motivation to actually figure out, to be like, okay, what was actually going on with my friend? Like what was really troubling her, and just doing that kind of research. So that entire project was dedicated to her and to her life, and also it was my way of self-expressing, because I think round about that time I think that's when I started also going to therapy, if I'm not mistaken. That's when I was open to the idea of actually going actively.
Yeah. Was it because like you were also like, first of all, this thing happens and it's happening to someone that you see whose trajectory is on the up?
Yeah.
So unexpected, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Was it a situation where you're like, what if I'm also going through the same thing? Like, were you trying to figure out, do I have the capability of also doing the same thing? Was that what pushed you?
No, crazy. Like weird enough, like what actually pushed me were the friend circle, my friend group.
Yeah.
Because we'd be chilling after school, whatever, having, at like res, having a drink and whatever, and we'll just be talking. And then my friends would be like, bro, you're so depressed, bro. Go see someone. And I was like, I don't even...
Did you
I'm
feel
fine.
depressed?
No, I didn't even know. See, that was the thing. Like, It was like, I wasn't... Because how can you be something that you're not aware of?
Yeah.
That you don't have an understanding
I feel
of.
that.
So it was like, okay, maybe. I mean, if you guys are saying it, maybe let me go talk it out. And also this is also same time my friend just like passed, and I'm also trying to figure all of that stuff out, and man, like therapy was dope. I spoke to this lady, her name is Tembi. I'll never forget her, because she like in 10 weeks, bro. In 10 weeks, my
she unpacked
everything, and like these were like our sessions, right? So how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? And also like, I'm 23, I'm in university, so like women, like I'm
like all the things that were probably a crutch.
Yeah, or
everything.
The drinking, the partying, the still killing the school thing, whatever. Yeah. But like all of these things, also just like unpacking traumas that I wasn't conscious of,
I'm kind of scared of therapy, to be honest.
Yeah. No, it's a scary place.
I'm keen on it, but I'm kind of...
my thing is like, you have to be willing to accept that you're never going to be the same person again.
Yeah.
So if you like the version of the person that you are now, maybe you just kind of like chill. You know what I mean?
Which I doubt anyone likes their initial version, or because I honestly feel, I keep saying this, I even said it on the other episode, I feel like we're all broken, man.
Yeah.
Because something breaks us one way or the other, because we are also being raised by people,
right?
You know, who are also probably broken themselves.
Right.
So they're passing it down, or that brokenness, and unpacking that, like you said, it took like, 10 weeks?
10 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Insane. There's a lot of crying in there.
Yeah, no, tons, bro. It's like safe space. It's like, oh
Yeah.
God, I didn't know this. But I mean, the idea of that we are broken, right, is kind of, I don't want to say wrong, because I don't think there's anything that's right or wrong ultimately. But we are who we are.
Yeah.
You know, it's a willingness to accept that, or a willingness to ignore it. So that's where the freedom comes. It's in the, you know what, I have a little drinking problem. You know what I mean?
It's not that bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
but it's you know, it's accepting that. So you're like, oh yeah, this is the person that I am. And then dealing with that. Or if it's like, I am super antisocial, or I am anxious around people, or I am somewhat misogynistic.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and you can blame it on things. You can be like, oh, because of the way I was raised, or because of society, or because of the internet. Shout out Childish Gambino. You know, it could be, you could blame it on whatever you want to blame it on. But the reality of it is that you, in your time, at some point, are going to have to deal with it. Yeah. That's now your responsibility.
You have to. You know?
So it's not really a brokenness. It's kind of like your life story. It's like,
I mean, I get that. My take on being broken comes from there's a bit of Christianity in it, if not a lot of it. You know, if you're a Christian, Jesus Christ died for us, for our sins and whatnot, the whole thing. We all know it. In essence, he knows that we are already sinners. My point is, we are all sinners. We are all born with things that we are going, pitfalls that we're going to fall into.
Right.
We all have like a thorn in our flesh somehow.
Right.
So that the brokenness comes from that, and also it comes from a religious, spiritual point of view, and also just like what I said, that we are raised by people, and I don't know if there's a perfect parent. That's where I'm coming from.
Right.
Like there's always, I feel like I have a friend who was talking about they went to therapy, and the first thing that they did was to heal her inner child.
Right.
Like that the child was the one who was hurt.
Right.
So, and a lot of stuff that I've read and heard on therapy, they always mention that it's the child, that it was something, but from the age of say 6 to around 8 or 10,
right,
something happens there that directs our paths.
Right.
You know, if maybe it's a matter of insecurity, something probably happened during that time. So when I say that, I'm just speaking from that point of view, not to say I like what you said, and I believe it to be true.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm as religious as I am spiritual.
Yeah. What does that mean?
It means that I understand that my religion is my doctrine. So, which is the way in which I practice my faith. That's my religion. That's Christianity.
See, these learned niggas, man, they just hitting us with this word. Like you know, getting out of this question is like smooth, just like that. No, but I hear what you're saying.
You know, then my spirituality is my relationship with God. Right. Church is, I feel, when I'm in church, it's fellowship. It's also for family.
Yeah.
You know, so fellowship, cool, great. There's also an understanding that, you know, I'm getting to a point of understanding that I don't need to feel guilty to feel loved. So I
don't
don't
need to feel guilty to
feel
feel
loved
loved.
or to feel I am. So yes, so at church, well, in Christianity, what it says that
Yeah.
Jesus died for our sins. He came here for the purpose, sole purpose, to come and die for our sins.
Yep.
Right. Because essentially by default we are all sinners, right?
Oh, you're there.
But I'm also kind of like thinking of it logically because I'm trying to establish a relationship with God. And I'm asking like, but it's in your image in which you created me. So I must be perfect if you made me, because everything that God made was intentional.
Yeah.
The trees were intentional, the sky was intentional, the birds in the sky, the ants, the flies, the mosquitoes, even though we don't really understand why they're there.
Why there's mosquitoes, you
But
know?
there's some intention behind that. The grass, the different, you know what I'm saying? Everything is with intention.
Yeah.
You know, because he's this omnipotent
All-knowing,
God,
yeah.
you know,
Omniscient, omnipotent.
exactly, right? So you must have a bigger plan,
Yeah.
right? So like my morning routines and everything are, thank you for giving me all of this perfect world and for giving me all of these scenarios and giving me free will for me to roam around and discover what's happening in this world, right?
Yeah.
I also would like to go through my day without feeling an ounce of negativity, because I don't see how that can contribute to society or to the next person. If I'm always thinking that I am a sinner, if I think it, then so it will be. Do you know what I'm saying?
Doesn't mean think it's so easy.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
easy, yeah.
I am not saying that I am perfect, but I was intentionally created, and that should be enough for me to get through my day. You know, so when I love with full, with everything that I have. When I laugh with everything that I have. When I cry with everything that I have. When I drink with everything that I have. Sometimes I leave maybe a $5 just so that I can get home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
when I'm in the studio, it's the same thing.
there's no in between.
There's no half because it's this experience was curated for me.
Yeah.
You know, for me specifically, not for
It's custom made.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And I get that. I mean, I get the and it's not to say I do not because Christians are gonna come for me after. It's not to say that I am not Christian or I don't believe in Christianity. It's just for me, it's that separation between doctrine and spirituality. You know, it's depending on which church you go to, we do things differently.
Yeah.
You know,
we do things differently.
but it's the same Jesus though.
It is.
And it's the same God.
Same God.
It's the same Abraham, same Noah, same Moses.
Yeah.
You know, just our interpretations of what is right and what's wrong.
That's the humanness of the whole thing. Like we all want I guess that's the thorn in our flesh as human beings, that somehow we are always going to gravitate towards our own selfish desires. So we want our path to be the one. I want my path to be the one that leads us, you know, to God. We don't imagine though. I try and imagine. I can't even imagine a world where all of us agreed.
Yeah.
How would that
look? It would be, I mean,
it's so foreign that it's hard to even imagine.
Yeah. It's, quote scripture a little here. But somewhere in Matthew, I think Jesus is having a conversation with the disciples, and before, he says something about where the kingdom of heaven is, and the kingdom of heaven is within. Yeah. Right. So that's the kingdom of heaven is within. Right. And then at some point, everyone knows this thing. It's seek ye first the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
And his righteousness, and all of these things shall be added unto you. So it's like, well, where is the kingdom of heaven? Where's the kingdom of God? It is within. It's actually inside
within.
Of you. So, so it's the more you understand yourself, the more you'll find reason to be more empathetic to the next person, to be kind. And I think that's really that's like the breadth of Christianity. It's empathy, kindness, and love. So if you can kind of understand what someone else is going through without having to go through it yourself, that's empathy. If you can be kind if you can let someone else walk in front of you, if you can like, when you do have something to spare, you give someone, you take care of like your neighbor, you love your neighbor as I have loved you, as he said, and if you can actually understand what love is, because you can't love someone else if you don't have that for yourself, so that empathy you have to pour for yourself, that kindness you have to give to yourself, the love you have to, it has to you have to pour into you first before you, I'm preaching, God.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's
I'm
two
opening
dudes
my
who can
church.
quote verses, but they're talking about it, They won't be like, these niggas don't even know how to quote verses, but they're actually talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, or maybe where we miss it, I feel these are my views, is that we take the Bible or what's written in the Bible very lightly. I read something, then I take it at face value, and then I try to apply it to everyone. But I feel like the Bible is deeper than that, and we need to meditate more on what's written to truly understand it. And it may not always, like the way we understand it, doesn't always mean it's the way that it is meant to be understood by everyone. Certain things speak to you personally as a person. Like you said, that when you mention something like this experience is custom made for you. All of us have a Bible. When I read it and it says, it mentions something about adultery and whatnot, I should take it in my own context and try to understand it within mine, not to run context. And say, yo, stop adultery.
You
because the Bible says this. Right. No, I think that's where we kind of miss it.
Yeah.
Well, before we move on from the whole philosophical thing, I just wanted to ask, like, when you made the Blunt EPs as a way for you to heal and process your feelings, did that then define who you became as an artist? Because if I remember well, before that you were Saint
Psychedelic.
Saint Psychedelic.
Yeah.
Never Saint Mzwane. For a bit.
Saint Waki for a little.
Saint Waki, yeah. Saint Waki and whatnot. Like, so I was like, did that define your path from there onwards?
Yeah. Because I made the name change happened beginning 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beginning 2015. Yeah. End of 2015, actually. That's when the name change happened. And I was given this responsibility that I didn't want, which I also didn't apply for.
You felt responsible to bring awareness to this whole,
and not just that, like actual counseling and healing. Because what happened was, I made this project because I was expressing myself. I was like, okay, this is what I understand. This is how I feel, etc., etc., etc. And I put this project together, and I would like for the world to listen to it. Right? Yeah. I have expressed self the best way that I can. No intentions, no agenda, nothing. Right? I'm just making a body of work, and I've made this body of work, and it's inspired by this. And I've written a letter to whomever it is who's going to find this project. This is what I have to say to you. I wrote it out in a PDF. I was like, yo, if this finds you, I hope you find healing. I hope you find, I packaged it and I put it out, right? And then when it was out, then people started DMing me, bro. Like, oh yeah, I'm going through the exact same thing. Thank you for putting it in music. How can I get through this? How can I do this? How can I do this? So it was like, the responsibility then became mine, because like, I had exposed something that was a problem in our society. And it was like, okay, now that you've said what the problem is, what's the solution? Now where do we go from here? Yeah, we're all depressed. Thanks for letting us know. Now what? Now what do we do?
Have you found the solution?
Yeah, nah.
You ain't got the answers.
I ain't got the answers, bro. Yeah. I think definitely like there are things that help, yeah, that I can't front that. There are definitely things that help.
Yeah.
in of itself, like it's a difficult thing to go through, but then it's also an understanding that you are going through it, which means that at some point you would have gone through it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not
And going through it is going through it.
going through it is going through it, but that should be encouraging. It implies motion. You know,
we're such a woke generation, or at least we're such an aware generation. I think us and the ones that are coming after us,
right?
the 2Ks. You think it's possible to heal too much?
To heal too much. What does that mean?
Like nowadays, everyone is like, it's the whole. There's a whole lot. You should heal from this. Should heal from that. You need to heal this, heal that. Is it possible that we're gonna heal too much without just, like, oh man, how are you, bro? How are you? Good. There's no conflict. There's no confrontation. There's no competition. It's just a whole bunch of kumbaya.
Yeah. This is peace and tranquility.
It's just peace. I know it sounds horrible for me to say peace is too much or bad, but I just feel like
there needs to be a little drama, a little conflict.
Because life is not that easy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it can be whatever you want to make it.
I guess maybe we just have to strive for that peace that surpasses all understanding from the Bible.
It's like, this is our level of understanding of peace, and then there's this other level that is.
I don't know. I would like to see how that world looks.
Yeah,
sounds like a cool world to live in, though.
I think as long as you do not inflict pain or hurt on another person, then do whatever you want. If you want to hurt yourself, hurt yourself. I'm not saying go hurt yourself, but I'm just saying if your actions are hurting someone else, then stop doing that. Whatever it is that you do to you or for you, I know there are people who do not like peace. Like
I want war.
I want war. I want to fight all the time. You know what I'm saying?
War all the time.
Yeah, and that's, it's just like a trauma response, It's like, you're always afraid. Geez, that must be tough. Always living in fear. Like everywhere you go, it's just like, let's go.
Like you're that one guy where people say, you're always there.
You're probably the one who started it.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Or it becomes yours once you're involved.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
You don't know what's happening.
I'm gonna handle it for you, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Like you took over the outrage.
Yeah.
Now I feel you. When I was just asking you about, it seems like the other day we're talking about Kanye, and he's one of those rappers who has so many eras as a rapper. You have the backpack Kanye, you have the Yeezus Kanye, you have this Kanye. I feel like locally, or at least from the rappers that I have followed, you have a lot of eras too.
Yeah.
You do, right?
Yeah.
From Saint Waki to, opening bottles with your eyes, to the Blunt EPs era, Indigo Saint. And even as Indigo Saint, you've gone from the Blunt EPs to Wawawa, now you're the Bougie Pansula.
Yeah.
How is that a way of keeping the love and desire for hip hop or your career fresh? Or is just that like a strategy of some sort? Or it's just, all part of the character of Saint.
Indigo Saint.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I haven't actually thought about it. Like, with the projects that we did, it was the Blunt EPs, and then did Hukne Mukusha with Prolific.
Yeah.
Right. So that was like a collab thing, and then I did Insecure, which I did I sold direct to consumer. And then after Insecure, it was Portland 51, which is a collaboration between Portland and Area 51. Whole bunch of singles in between that. And then Block 34, The Tales of the Bougie Panzula, that was more, because I'm always trying to write like stories that are from the city or from the things that I've experienced. And that was, Block 34 is my grandmom's home in Popo. Right? So 34, 11, 30. Block 34. and a lot of how can I say, a lot of how to be in the streets I actually learned when I was a kid. Like, if you start something with the bigger kid, you're gonna get clapped. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you have a problem with the kid who's smaller than you, you're the one who's doing the clapping.
Gonna do some clapping.
Do you know what I'm saying? If you have beef with your homies, it has to end today. There's no tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So
there's no running away from it.
There's no running away from it. It's either you're getting a beat down or you John Cena that day. You know?
Yeah.
So
your day's gonna come.
You know what I mean?
Day's always gonna come.
Yeah. So even in that connectedness, well, I guess in
all those,
what's it called when you're thinking of the past? In that nostalgia, there you go. And that nostalgia, there's still me, where I am ndebele enough to not fit into certain circles, and I am too private school to also not fit in certain circles. So I kind of just float around each and every circle. So so I mean, like, I will speak like this, we'll have this conversation on air.
Yeah.
And then there's there's spots where this doesn't fly, bro.
Yeah, like
this doesn't work.
Yeah, like your circle is just not clean enough, you know.
You know what I'm saying? It's like bully court. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we're drinking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's sad.
Just not the one.
You know, so that was the still acknowledging that, like, I am who I am.
You are who you
know
are.
what I'm saying? Like, kasi ukoko, but ankulilanga khona. That's not my blood, it's not my story. You know, it doesn't mean that I can't understand you, I don't get you, I don't get the hustles of the hood. You can drop me off anywhere in Bulawayo and I think I'll be fine. You know,
I mean, which is interesting. You know, it's like it makes me think of artists like Eminem or even Jack Harlow, where people are like, they just won't take his hip hop seriously because they just don't think he has the street cred just based off his skin color to even talk about an inch of struggle, you know, or an inch of, if you know, even if it was I slept on cornflakes,
right.
They'll be like, cornflakes, bruv.
All right.
You know, like he has no leg to stand on. I feel like people are too hard on people sometimes, especially when it comes to music and hip hop.
Yeah. It's I think it's also understanding privileges. I get it, bro. I'm privileged F.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
privileged rappers.
You know what I mean? Like, we're out here.
Yeah.
You know? No, but like, for real, it's like, you know, my background is very different from a lot of people.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I didn't I didn't design it myself, you know. I just kind of found it like that. But it's also in accepting that and not being guilted, you know, into, oh, so now because of this you have no right to. No, I can speak about whatever it is that I want to speak on. I think
it speaks to how,
you know,
about knowing yourself, who you are.
Yeah.
You know, while you're dabbling into these things, or at least speaking on them, it doesn't mean you've changed to now say to say Kogi All Star everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I have my days where I'll do something, you know what I'm saying?
Today
is kind of how I feel.
But doesn't that, like, the whole switching up of eras or stories, doesn't that mess up with the consistency? Doesn't that shake your fan base? And people are like, how I thought Saint was private school, you know, I like to hear that clear English and whatnot. And then now what's hook? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
what's hook name Ukusha?
Yeah, what's this? It's a little too slang for me. It's a little too Berg slang.
Yeah, it's too ghetto.
You know? Yeah. Because like I'm also changing, bro. You know? It's
You're
like
growing.
Yeah. I'm definitely not the same person I was last year. And I'm not the same artist I was the year before that. So even with the music that I'm working on now, it's with a lot of freedom, you know, which allows me to experiment. It allows me to explore different concepts, and also still respecting that fact that I'm an artist and like it has to come from self-expression, right?
Yeah.
So not necessarily like commercial value, etc. I'm gonna give it commercial value because I'm also growing my brand. You know, Indigo Saint as character is me on camera, but then there's Indigo Saint, the brand, like where
Yeah.
where names are being circulated in certain rooms or whatever. That's my brand doing the work for me based off a decade plus of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then me as the artist, whom next year maybe I decide I don't want to be Indigo Saint anymore. I just want to be known as
Formerly known as
formerly known as Indigo Saint. Yeah. So that, like when you're in a crowd, you're like, yeah, I listen to I don't know. I'm just going on. I'm just spitballing.
Do you think you're gonna change?
Never know. Nah, I don't know. Anything could happen, bro. Like things happen. But I love Indigo Saint, the artist, and for
what's the science behind the name Indigo Saint?
So I got Saint from my mom.
All right.
She's like, yeah, Saint. I was like, I need a rap name, Saint.
Yeah, I'm sure some exes are like, nah, he ain't.
He's not that. He's definitely not that. He ain't. That's what
he ain't. Yeah, that's right. He's not saying he ain't.
He ain't.
Yeah.
And the indigo came from. Yeah, now we're gonna get super spiritual now. Your chakras.
All right.
Spiritual gates, and indigo is the color for the third eye, which is responsible for foresight. So I don't know if you probably have been in situations where you can see something's going left and then you pull it out before.
Yeah.
That's your third eye. That's scientifically, it's your pineal gland.
So like what? Like your instinct, your gut?
Your gut, yeah.
What we call our gut?
Your gut would be more to do with your confidence. So that's your butterflies in your stomach. That's your solar plexus. And it's yellow. And even when you associate yellow with things, the sun, confidence, lots of confidence. It's a very bold color,
Yeah, no, I'm not too familiar with the whole chakra item. I've never really went deep down on it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So it's a well thought out name. So you're a chakra dude.
I'm a chakra dude.
You're a chakra dude.
Yeah. I'm a chakra dude. Yeah.
You're like Erykah Badu.
Yeah. I'm watered down. I'm a watered down.
Like Erykah Badu will have you wearing turbans and stuff, all that stuff.
Yeah, I know like if I met Erykah Badu, I can't even say her name just like Erykah, like I know her personally. But I know definitely like I'd go off the radar for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I'd come back playing flutes.
With no lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I saw a tweet that you posted recently. I actually wanted to ask you. You left social media and then came back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you restarted from scratch, from zero.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What's your relationship with social media? Is it that bad for your fans and the people that you had built? Yeah. Or is that also part of the whole
strategy,
reinventing yourself like you always do with your name and your brand?
Yeah. No, I left Twitter because I needed to deal with myself. I needed to heal. And
you're healing too much, bro.
Yeah. It was important. It was like
social media is toxic. It can be.
It wasn't so much so because of the things that were coming off social media. It was just giving me an unhealthy escape. So it was like, okay, let's detach. So first I uninstalled the apps, like, okay, no Instagram,
get off,
no Twitter, okay, cool. And then you install it again, and then you kind of just there browsing, scrolling, whatever. But then I needed to detach completely. I needed to detach from my number of followers. I needed to detach from this is what, that the idea that people had of myself. And I had to actually figure out who that was for me first. So yeah, I'd actually been thinking about it like way before. way before last year. And then, I woke up and I was like, yo, we keep on thinking about it, we won't do it. And then I got rid of it like that. And then Twitter kept on reminding, oh, you can come back in the next month and your account will still be there. And I was like, I'm even going to spam your emails, you know? And then I went and I did what I had to do. I figured this out. You know what I mean? And
so you're feeling better now?
Wow, way. Okay. Feeling better is not really the way that I'd say.
I'd describe it.
Yeah, I'd say I am intentionally the person that I am.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, I get that because it seems like you came back with the new single you just dropped.
Yeah.
MDALI. Seems like you're having have a new strategy.
Yeah.
Around that. Music. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been doing Harare quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is that like a new focus for you?
Yeah.
Was it like also was the break from Twitter also like just to deal with the business around your music? Or was it just a strictly personal?
Yeah.
cleanse?
No, that was a personal cleanse. I did kind of like do write because I was always gonna write music.
Yeah.
But I did nothing for like business or, that was like, okay, cleanse, bro. Like, and I also wasn't really in a rush to do it or to get past it. And then when I was fine, when I felt like, oh, okay, actually,
I'm good to come back.
I'm good to go. I started working on that single in October.
Yeah.
I dropped the video in December and then dropped the song officially in Feb. There's a lot of intentionality
around it.
Yeah. Lots of intentionality,
Is that a new approach or intentionality has always been there in your music?
No, it's definitely new. I was intentional of like the crazy stuff that I did prior, like a song a week for the whole year.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I was like, okay, 52 weeks, 53 that
What was
year,
the intention behind that?
To grow my listener base, to discover new fans, because I figured one song was gonna create maybe say 2 new fans. I already have existing fans, yeah. So if I create a new song, a different vibe every week, surely by this amount of time, I should have at least 100 new fans. People who have discovered me from my music, from, oh, I heard this song. And then they can go back and be like, oh, damn, it's like 47 songs, whatever. So that's what we're trying to do with that.
Now, what's the intentionality behind this strategy?
Now it's about impact. Yeah. Now it's about impact. So, the single is doing, it's on Star FM now.
Yeah, it's doing well. Yeah, I saw like it's been hit. So it's on the hit list.
Yeah.
And
it's on Star FM now.
When I was listening to, I don't know if it's the intro for the Blunt EPs, and there's a part of your verse where you're like, a radio will never really play the dope shit. And then I was like, and then I'm looking at the hit list item and I'm seeing your name there. I'm like, I wonder if he still feels the same 7 years later.
Yeah, it's crazy because like, what is the message behind MDALI, bro? It's just a vibe. It's just like, we're like...
So you still believe radio will never really play the dope shit?
If radio is to play the Blunt EPs, like for an hour, if they were to say, oh, okay, it's Mental Health Awareness Day, it's the 10th of October. For the next hour, we're only playing mental health related songs.
Yeah. And
they were to play that, we'd fix a lot of things. But they're trying to sell ads. And so I get
business.
It. Yeah. So, I'll let the people come listen on my Spotify. I don't mind.
So how much of your opinion, or at least of your view of the business, has changed from the time you're doing the Blunt EPs up to now? Because I'd say, I guess you've decided to also play the numbers game.
Yeah. Because like, I don't want to be one of those people who's like, I'm always complaining, I'm not actually doing anything. Where it's like, he's always joking, but where's the music? Where's the vibes? Yeah, the vibes. Yeah. Oh, we want bangers. The problem with you
I think you're one of the
Bulawayo
most
cats.
consistent artists we have locally. Bulawayo, just speaking base, because you release a lot.
Yeah. Because I'm in the studio every day,
Yeah.
which is insane to some people. It's like, what do you mean? Like, after this, I'm going to the studio. I was in the studio yesterday. Yeah.
I mean, you've been around for a decade plus. You know, I mean, in your intro, I didn't really go into, 5-time Zim Hip Hop Award winner.
Yeah.
A bunch of the accolades that you've gotten, number 2 on MTV Bases lists of hottest MC at some point.
Yeah.
You've done a lot, and here you are, you're still at it. Do you feel like you've arrived? Is there a point of arrival for you?
Yeah, no, there definitely is a point of arrival. This is not it. It's not it. Like, we collectively, I guess, as an industry, like just as like Zim Hip Hop, there will be transitions that will be made. Like, there will be crossovers, like artists also playing in Zambia or touring in East Africa, or or maybe even being nominated for Grammys. Why not? We use microphones. We
use words.
The same speakers.
Language.
We use words.
Yeah.
That I'm saying. The world is open. We use the same internet. We use
They
the same
bleed, you
Spotify.
bleed.
So, it's not too far-fetched to believe that we could also be on those platforms. Or that we deserve to be on those platforms as well. Maybe not deserved, because deserved then requires it also requires the work.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so for example, for every artist or whoever is going to like watch this, well, specifically for artists, right? I learned this recently. You need 2 months before you release your song, album, project, whatever.
Yeah.
You need to upload it 2 months before you're
on the DSPs.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not to give the DSPs enough time for them to like put it everywhere. That takes a week, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's so that you can pitch your music to Spotify, to Apple Music, right? So that's deliberate. So you need at least 2 months. And then you also need to work pre-saves. That this is what then gives the algorithm people really want to listen to the song.
Yeah.
Because there are 50 people in this region who have pre-saved it. And like Spotify for artists, they say that they listen to every music that's pitched. And I don't see why they'd lie. Because they do have offices in different spaces.
Right. And locations, yeah.
Right. And they have a global team that's listening to the music. So if I'm releasing my next song, say hypothetically in May, right? And I upload it today, and I announce that I'm releasing the song in April. Every day between April and May, right? Between like my release date, I'm pushing the pre-save. And what does pushing the pre-save mean? It means that I have to create content that when you see it, like when you see it on the gram, you're going to be on some, damn, bro, I've seen this thing like 20 times already this week. Let me pre-save it.
Yeah.
And you will still see it because I'm still going to be pushing it every day.
It has to be annoying at some point.
Right. So it's that. So it's like, okay, now, this is the thing that I was talking about, like, as far as impact is concerned, right? Now let's think about like the releases that we've had in the city.
Yeah.
How long did you know that the song was coming out before it came out?
Sometimes I don't even know until I see the song is out.
Right. And it's like, how could you have taken any action to support? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you don't know where to get the music. And even sometimes, you know what? I don't want to get into that.
Right. But then if I say, yo, here's the new Indigo Saint featuring Takura. I know y'all love Takura.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give y'all snippets every day for 3 months. Every day you're going to be hearing the same thing every day. Yo, pre-save the song. So when it's out, it's inside your playlist. So when you get it, it's a notification basically. Right? But also I'm pushing volumes of content. That's giving me a better chance to actually be on playlist. To be on Spotify playlist, to be on Apple Music playlists, right? And the more playlists I can get onto, the more streams I get. Basically, the more reach I get as an artist. You know what I mean? So
Now there's also those open verse challenges that are happening.
yeah, so it's like absolutely, bro. Like I could say I'm looking for a feature
Yeah.
when I already have it. When I know it's as Maglera is on the song, bro.
So it's strategy.
Done,
Like
yeah.
it's
But we're all gonna be on some. Yo, I want to be on the song, or whichever artist gonna wanna.
I mean, we live in an era where marketing is, I think, it is becoming the most important part of making music.
Right, content, creating that
Content
Yeah.
and just basically marketing. I think marketing takes a huge chunk of the budget.
Yeah, but that's the
Pre and post.
yeah,
And
but that's the
yeah.
evolution that's required of artists.
Yeah.
When I was starting off, all you had to be able to do was write. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Now, you need to have social media. We weren't really like posting our stuff on Facebook like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but now it's a requirement. You need to be on the gram. You need to be on Twitter, and you need to be on TikTok. Before TikTok, it was enough for you to just post a link and your album art, and then TikTok was like, yeah, make content.
Yeah.
Now it's like, wait, what do you mean? I need to dance in front of a camera? If you want, but make content. Do
Gotta
anything.
dance to the
do
Blunt
something.
EPs. Man.
Yeah.
Like yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. So like how much of that like what do you think a rapper who's in Magwegwe right now crying that Ibulawayo by Valela Pandle, they just want Harare guys, people love Harare guys. Do you think that's a fair cry, or the work just isn't being put in?
Yeah. I mean, the internet's not closed though. Before I even got like love from like the city, I had it from elsewhere. I had it from other places.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm good, bro. Like I have been growing like a presence. Like the people who listen to my music, the people who know it, people who love it. I'm always gonna introduce it to whomever if you're new for the first time.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but are you introducing your music? Are you actively saying, like when I'm asked what I do, I'm Indigo Saint, I'm a hip hop artist.
Yeah, because people want something to support you. You just have to give them something to support.
Yeah.
You can't cry without putting out the work.
And when someone is like, oh, where can I listen to your music? Immediately, do you have data? I'm following myself on Spotify. I'm subscribing on YouTube. Like whenever you get the time, whenever you get a Wi-Fi. But basically, I guess like what I'm getting at is that you actually have to put in the grind, bro. You have to take your phone. Like I don't even use a fancy phone. I use like it's a Galaxy, an S10, right? I use my back camera because it's a better quality camera. And when I do my challenges, I'll put my camera somewhere. I don't even have a mic stand. I use the day, like sunlight, whatever. Put my camera there. I press record. I run to the other side, and then I do some really weird stuff. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then CapCut is free. I put my music on there. I post it.
I think a lot of people just get caught up in the perfection of things instead of just the doing or the starting.
Yeah.
You know,
Perfected like
bro,
later.
you cannot have the same quality as Tyler's TikToks or Drake's TikToks. You know, those people have a team.
Yeah.
You think they're using a phone, but they have a team, and then you look at your quality. It looks like someone just breathed on the. You know, like no. But you know, these days we're living in such a fluid time.
And they also do like targeted campaigns whereby a lot of the guys doing the challenges are actually paid to do them.
Yeah, there's a whole lot. Like people don't realize just how big of a budget is put into marketing. Sometimes the things that they think are organically happening have been paid for. So I think that's something that a lot of local artists need to look into.
Yeah.
Also, making sure that they leave a significant budget for the marketing.
Yeah. I mean, even what's tricky is that like once we start talking about money, like it becomes easy for someone to make an excuse. Because a budget might look like $50, might look like $100.
Yeah.
It might also look like 10. And, like the climate is not conducive. Like for someone else, they don't have that 10.
True.
But, like say using that artist from Makwekwe, right?
Yeah.
How many people on your street know you rap? Start there. How many people? Okay, fine.
I mean, it's embarrassing. I'm ashamed to be a rapper.
And therefore, you cannot then cry or complain about people in H don't like us or don't have love for the city, when you don't even have the confidence to go next door and be like, yo, bro,
Yeah.
play my shit. You get me? So it's like, nah, like,
So I feel like it's a whole, sometimes it goes just beyond political, socio-economical. It's also just mental.
yeah,
There's a whole lot of unlearning and learning we have to do
yeah,
as creatives from the city,
yeah,
especially when it comes to just putting ourselves out there, appreciating and actually accepting that, you know what, it's fine. I'll be an artist. You know, if someone asks me what I do, I make videos, man. I make film. I do film. How come we don't see any movies from? But I still have the
Right.
confidence to say I'm a film director.
all right.
You know, I guess it starts there.
Yeah. And maybe selling the people who say,
Selling, yeah.
how come I've never seen this? Maybe then that's your first client. Maybe not first. Maybe that's another customer.
Customer, yeah.
You know, to be honest, you've never seen? Okay, cool. How can I get this to you? And then you see, like, this is the deliberateness and like intentionality, I guess, that I was talking about earlier. I'm saying there's a difference now.
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing this like after 35.
You don't?
I don't.
How long
I don't
do
want to
you
be. I have 3 years.
You have 3 years left. To pay.
Yeah.
Pressure.
I don't want to.
No pressure.
No pressure. You know.
No pressure.
Yeah, and I don't want to be. And what I'm getting
Which
at,
part don't you want to be doing? Making the music or trying to push it?
I don't want to be upcoming at 35. So
How does that feel? I actually was thinking of that. Like, you have all these accolades. Is there points of arrival? How does it feel to win best promoter, best underground artist, verse of the year, etc., and still feel like you're upcoming?
because
How is that for your ego and your mind?
it's perfect for my ego because it keeps me hungry, and it's perfect for my mind because it keeps me creative. And the reality of it is that, like, if I go to South Africa, no one knows who I am. No one cares.
True.
So I'm still upcoming. That's fact. Even here in the city, I'm here all the time in the streets. Only a few people will be answering, you that guy.
That guy.
You that guy who did that. I know you from somewhere. I know you. Yeah. You get
And
me?
they call you Mrs. Chaos.
Right. You get what I'm saying?
No shade. No
You know what I'm
shade.
saying?
No shade. I'm just.
Yeah, and I just go along with it.
You know.
You know
That's my guy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's sad.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I have to be, what's the word? I have to be pragmatic, and I have to be realistic. About it. To be honest, bro. With this ain't in, bro. Yeah, awards. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. And also, it's not to say that, like, I don't appreciate or I don't care about, like, all of these things. I do deeply, because there's also people who got me there. There's people who support me.
True.
You know, but, like, I haven't toured in SA. I haven't been in East Africa. I've never been to Nigeria or West Africa. I've never had a tour in the States. Blacky's doing a tour in the States. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I've never been to Europe with my music. My music is playing in Europe, but I've never been
You've
there.
never been.
I've never done a world tour. You know, I've never gone gold globally. I've never gone, even wood globally would be dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
You're
and
in
Indigo
triple
Saint,
wood.
Indigo Saint sold 30,000 records.
Bro, like,
300 grand, bro. What's up? You get me? So it's that. So it's like putting all of those things and just saying, okay, well, what's the level, right? And who is the level? Like, currently, like, right now, when I'm looking at, like, people from the city who are doing things, it's Night Freak. It's like,
yeah, he's doing really well.
it's like every time I feel like I'm doing the most, I go onto his Instagram, and then I just, like, check out his reels, and I'm like, yeah,
Like, yeah.
I need to work.
I'm not doing
I didn't even-
anything.
I didn't know.
Hayubo.
Is that healthy for you though?
Yeah, because it's like he's from
You like
Bulawayo.
competition? Do you like competing?
No, because it's not a competition thing. It's
No, yeah. I mean, just like in general,
Yeah.
are you a competitive person?
I'm not. I'm a collaborator. Yeah.
All right. Because I mean, reminds me of when I was watching the Michael Jordan documentary. Like, he would intentionally go and seek out like something just to piss him off.
Right.
to then come and have a great game, like to psych him up.
Right.
And something like, you know.
That's super contact. That's like a hard contact.
That's contact
like,
sport, yeah.
For me, it's more like the inspiration, bro. It's like, you know what? Night Freak's from the city, bro.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, from PF. It's not too far from like where I don't stay at PF, instead of like north end.
Yeah.
But it's not too far. It's like, okay, cool.
It's just a walking distance.
And we've had like conversations, we've had interactions, we've been on, you know, we've had like there's a song that he produced for me way back in the day. Just like, this is someone that's real. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Tyler.
It's someone that's real, someone that I know that's
you know what I'm saying?
It.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, dog.
It's possible.
I need to find out what that place is like myself, you know? So I'm going to the studio.
I really think that that is dope to actually have. Those are things that we are really missing as creatives, like real, actual, tangible inspirations that we know. Like, can you imagine growing up, you know, playing in the streets with, say, someone just like Casper, or even a Blackie that you mentioned, you know, just a few years we're in school together, we're doing whatever. Now you're seeing him on your screen. And you know where his parents stay.
Yeah.
You know where his friends
You know
stay.
his real name.
You know his real name.
From,
And if he's in the city, there's a high chance that you might actually just go and see him personally. Yeah. I think we need those kinds of inspiration. That
yes, kind of great one. Great one.
You know, what do you say? Give him props.
Yeah. Great one. Give us some
inspiration.
Yeah.
Nah, I hear you. Nah, I feel, inspiration is important. We need that. We need a lot of that. We haven't, unfortunately, gotten it as a country. I mean, there's Mtukudzi, there's the Job Praisers, there's the Winky D's. I mean, what even Holy 10 is doing is inspiration to someone.
Yeah.
To a lot, actually, you know. Because it's trying. Do you feel like there's an established artist out here, or everyone is just an upcoming?
Yeah, I mean, like when the ceiling is Zim. When the ceiling is Zim,
they are so established.
Yeah, it's like definitely like, oh, okay, cool. You're doing numbers, you know, numbers.
Because you can't really tell. Like, how do you even?
How do you talk
about numbers in Zim, except for the?
I guess
YouTube
like shows.
views.
Like for me, like
shows,
that's the measure. Where it's like, oh damn, like 1,000 people came out for you.
Good.
That's dope. That's dope. 1,000 plus, whatever. Even like 20 people come out for you is a lot of people. That, you know, monetizes that's 200 bucks. It's not, if you were to give me 200 bucks now, I'd take it.
That's
you know
not
what I mean?
nothing.
Yeah. But I learned recently that like someone was saying to me that music is a team sport. So like going at it like super just like me, you'll never get there. You'll get there, but in pieces, bro. Like these music streets will tear you apart.
You'll be torn and tattered by the time you get there.
You know. But there's definitely like quite a number, I'd say, of like established artists here. I do think we have the potential to push the ceiling, you know, to make it possible, to make the dream bigger, to be like, yeah, actually, you know what? We don't actually have to perform for just Zim audiences. Yeah. You know, our music is recognized as its own thing.
What do you think we're missing it? Just us here in Bulawayo? Or at least just you guys in the rap space? Where do you guys think are missing it? Or are you missing it? Or you're just late to the party? What do you think is happening that is making the gap seem so huge with the H guys?
Yeah. What is making the gap so huge? I mean, for one, just like access to like resources, brother. I was in H for a little bit.
Resources as in finances.
And also human, you know, like networks. Like when you go out here in Bulawayo, who do you bump into who can change your music career? And where do you go to meet that person who can do that?
Yeah.
And who is that person that can do that? You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
You know? So it's like, that's different in age. Because it's like the guy from NRTV is in the room. That's different. or
That's your penalty to miss.
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Or the person from Star Films in the room, or the promoter who does like all of the shows in the western suburbs in H is in the room,
It's right there.
or they go here. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just alone like the human, like, you know. And also there's more people in H. You know, there's more people.
There's a whole lot of people.
The culture is still here, but the energy is all there. Weirdly, it's crazy. Because people show up for things. People here show up for like munch and sips. And
I also feel like sometimes we hear a lot of rappers. I don't want to sound like I'm throwing shade, but the world over, the J. Cole's, the items had to go from North Carolina to New York.
Right.
In SA, Black had to go from Gauteng, Java had to go from there to Joburg,
right,
to where it's happening. So I do hear the cries of, I want to make it in my city, I want to do this. But maybe if we did a bit of migrating and went there and actually went where the finances are, where the people are, it happens world over. We are not special. There's nothing unique about, staying here and struggling and crying about it.
Right. Yeah. It's like it's such a difficult thing to unpack and just like in conversation. When
it is. So many people, I mean, I'm not saying I have the answers. I'm just saying it's one of my, when I look at it also, because I'm also part of the creative sector, and every now and then I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
I'm doing so much, but why am I? I'm also part of the problem.
Yeah.
Or part
what's wild is like Vault and Holy 10. They will have they have shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be packed for you.
They'll
be so packed. Even there, like all of you people who are, you know what I mean?
Like,
like
I'm sure before they come, they're scared. Do people really know?
And but they come and they collect their money and then they dip. They collect and they dip. Just like what is it that makes it possible for an artist like that to do that? And I think it's not about where they're from. It's actually just about the size of the artist. So in scale, like, are you creating an artist, or are you creating a superstar? Because Holy 10's a superstar. Vault is a superstar. Saint Flow is a superstar.
All right. All right.
Indigo Saint's an amazing rapper. Jumping out of a cocoon, turning into a superstar. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, but rap-wise, music-wise, what's the thing that people are looking for? Like, yes, absolutely, well done, bro. You can rap, you can spit.
Yeah.
But like, people call it the it factor. It's like, when you're on stage, like how do you conduct the stage? How do you conduct the people? And it's that. I think it's just a thing of actually just being exposed to more opportunities where we get to do those things. K Breezy's an insane performer,
bro.
You know what I'm saying? And an insane rapper.
You know
what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's like their platforms.
So much potential to be a superstar,
right? But you need resort. Like, you don't. It's like, you.
So let me get this straight. You're saying these artists are being built with the goal of being superstars.
Yeah.
Not just artists.
Yeah. So that whenever they walk into whatever space, it's a big deal.
So it's a resource thing.
It's a resource thing. You need to create
not a character thing.
Mm. You need to create that. You need a character thing. You need to fund that. There's someone who's funding that. There's someone who's paying for things. Okay, like, where are you good? Which places do you show up? What do you do when you show up at those places?
What do you say?
What do you wear? Who do you talk to? What's the narrative around you now? That's all. It's strategy. I
mean, I guess I know that. I just hadn't thought about it until you mentioned it.
Look at the recent Saint Flow shows after the whole
rehab
Nash Pain thing. Yeah. They're proper.
Right.
There's a lot of production that goes into the shows, like the band. The music just sounds amazing.
Yeah. And like, and media, it's like, okay, how much media
coverage?
How much media coverage goes into like breaking an artist,
Basically, what I'm hearing is, I think we're failing to copy a good thing? Are we trying to reinvent the wheel? I mean, it's not 1999 where you're gonna blow up with your hard bars.
It depends. It depends.
Yeah, maybe that sounded like hate.
I mean, those guys did shows. They did shows.
But
They
I'm
like
saying,
did make an effort.
Like there's so much more involved than just like, I think what you mean, well, what you're saying is it's more than just being a good rapper.
Yeah. Like the music in itself is like,
Bro,
the music in itself is like 5%.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the music when
The
it comes
music
to actually
itself.
blowing up as an artist.
Yeah.
And
It's 5%. That's, it's a small amount of like the entire thing. Right. You also like having a great team, bro, means
how do you pick a good team? How do you curate your team?
you have to work with people and see. And the downside of it is that like time is also moving.
Isn't it a bit more spiritual for you or philosophical how you pick your teams? I would expect.
It's, yeah, I mean,
So
like I work with people that I have like a great relationship with already. Yeah, because it's easier when it's easier like that. Then also it's about the work. It's also about their capacity to actually do great work. So like it's weird. Like my friend circle is all people who are great at something.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, that's just kind of like, because it was like, oh, we should definitely work together on this, and then we started working on that, and then we actually started becoming friends. But yeah, team and strategy. Team and strategy. So how do you come up with money for music video? Right? Okay, so my name is Indigo Saint and I am a hip hop artist from Bulawayo. I want to shoot a music video that's gonna be like this, like it's gonna have models, and then there's gonna be cars, and then we're gonna be like,
Yeah.
we're gonna be by drags, and then when we're at drags, I'm gonna be in the middle of the race course. Then I want a drone that's gonna come and capture me as the car is like drifting around, and then as the car is drifting around, I wanted to transition into a scene where I'm inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds all good,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah. Good visual.
1.5. Let's go, Saint. Give us 1.5, right?
True.
Now, me, because I hustle, because that's what I do, right?
Yeah.
So I'm go to work, whatever, stack my money. It's going to take me like 14, 15 months to come with the 1.5.
Sheesh.
If I'm just doing that fast, ban, by crap, but Mountie, like, team, right? We need to get money. We need someone who's going to give us money.
Yeah.
Why? Why are they going to give us this money?
Why should they give you?
Why should they give you specifically?
Yeah.
You know, and how are they going to get their money back? What's the plan there? Right? So, okay, so this is production. We need this music video so that we get this many number of streams first week. We need to make sure we're on this playlist, this playlist, this playlist. We need to make sure we're on this radio station, this radio station, this radio station. We need to make sure we're on this TV channel for when the music video comes out, because we're ensuring that the product has a lot of what? It gets a lot of traction and a lot of reach, right? Because that's going to be how we're going to be generating some of the money. Then also we need to do this so that we book shows. Because when we book shows, now we can charge the cost of a music video. Now, if you want to see Indigo perform, it's $1,500. But Indigo doesn't perform by himself. He has a band.
There's a band.
So you pay Indigo $1,500, and then each of the band members is like two clip, whatever. But this, like, I'm just kind of like trying to show like how this is coming from. I want to do a music video that's going to cost $1,500.
Yeah. I'm
the artist. I've written the song. Where's the money going to come from? That's now business now.
True.
Can you take me into a room as my manager? Can you walk with me into a room to go meet the CEO of Pacific? But oh yeah, this is the artist I was telling you about. Yeah. And then he's not going to ask me about music. He's going to ask me about whatever else. I have to be likable. Hi, how are you doing? Oh, great. Nice to meet you. Whatever. I have to sell myself now, my brand. Because he needs to see that, yeah, actually, if I give this boy and his team $1,500, it's going to come back. You know? So it's all of like, these are like the small things.
It's a lot.
You know, it's like tiny bits of this and tiny bits of that and tiny bits of this and tiny bits of that. And then also like the resources. That's why I was saying like the human resource, where it's like who's gonna do that? Who's willing to do that for 2 years without getting paid?
Without getting paid.
Who's willing to do that for 2 years flat?
I mean, I can imagine you've been around a decade plus. I was saying like you've had to do a whole lot of reshuffling of your team over the years.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure over the years you've become better at picking people that you work with.
Yeah.
And all of that. What do you look at now?
Yeah.
Especially right now at this point of your career, you have 3 years before you reach your 35 cutoff mark, right?
Yeah.
It is go time now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's been go time.
It's been go time, but you know, it's go time.
Yeah.
Go time.
Yeah. So like delivery, bro. You know what I mean? Like delivery, I mean, this is what I want to do. Can you deliver? If no, okay, cool. What can you do? Okay, let's focus on the things that you're really good at doing. And then that becomes your role, the things that you are really good at doing. I'm not going to ask my producer to write a song for me.
Yeah, no.
He's going to produce. You know what I'm saying? Even within like my team, like there are things where I need to look a certain way in certain places.
Yeah.
You know? So within my team, like there's someone who does that. Just making sure, okay, no, dude, like, it's BAAs. I'm gonna call this one. Smarty, Chapu, Stombe, Graham, popping. Cool. What was I there at the BAAs for? To be at the BAAs. You know what I mean?
Look good.
And look good. And that's what happened. Okay, cool. Damn, you in H? Yeah, I'm in H. Yeah. Looking good though.
Yeah, so you're looking like Mike Jack. You know, looking like Wako Jacko for a second. I was like, is that Michael Jackson?
Hey, bro, and I raised those people. And I
be like, hey.
I was waiting for that kick flip and the crutch grab. I was like, okay.
And the glove.
You know what I mean? Oh, that would have been crazy.
Are we seeing another version of Saint
you know
now?
What I mean? But it's like with deliberate intention. It's like, okay, for this. Because who are the people in the room? Like there are people in the room, and this is how we want to present ourselves as Team Indigo Saint. You know, so it's delivery. It's like really like, can you deliver on this? Can you deliver on this? What can you deliver on? Still piecing like the rest of it together.
I mean, it's always learning.
Yeah.
You're always learning.
Always. Yeah.
I mean, let's go back to Indigo Saint before the Blunt EP's Indigo Saint. Okay, let's go back to 2015 Indigo Saint. Knowing what you know now about the game, what would you tell him to focus on before he even records a song? What would you tell him to yo, you need to get this part of your career set, or you need to start working on it from the jump?
Ooh, I would say the data. I know it's very nerdy.
I mean, let's get into it.
Yeah, but like the data, like the information about the music in itself. So like register the music, make sure you have split sheets, make sure you're keeping track of which song has which producer and make sure it's registered with Samro, keep all the data, do it as you're making the music. Cause like now I have like volumes of music and I'm going back.
Now you're going back.
And it's like
doing the housekeeping and stuff.
300, 400
Sheesh.
songs. It's a ridiculous amount of work.
I mean, why do you do so much music, man? Do you love it? Do you feel like you can't leave without making music?
Yeah, and also because it's going to give me money.
And how important is money? Because money matters, fam.
Yeah, no, money is like...
How important is money to you?
Money is how we're going to be able to take care of everything else.
At what point in time did it become important? Because I mean, I know rappers, especially, I mean, you and I are peers, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning, we all just say, I want to prove that I can rap. I want to do this. At what point did it become, I need to intentionally, since you're all about intentionality, focus on getting money.
So when did the money become important?
Yeah.
When I had to pay for my first studio session, it was like, okay.
I need money.
I need to I can't just be putting my stuff on SoundCloud. it wasn't my first studio session. It was for like studio session where I was like, oh yeah, you wanna record here? Yeah, it's a great studio. Yeah, it's only like 700 rand an hour.
Jeez.
And I was like,
Jeez.
damn. Okay, so I need to.
Now you're asking yourself, why am I really doing this?
Where am I? Where am I putting the music? How am I? You know what I'm saying? Can I sell my music? You know, because the project that I did, like I've always been like monetizing my stuff. I just haven't been like loud about like, what's the, but the album Insecure, like we didn't have Spotify. That was 2019. We had Spotify, but you had to use a VPN.
Oh yeah, it wasn't that active.
Yeah. So I was doing direct consumer sales with that project. That was, you can stream the album on my site, but you need to give me your email address. So email list. So I was collecting emails. And then if you want to download the album, it's going to be $10. You know, so you can support me like that. So that's what we're doing.
Some money?
Yeah, I did. We started Asila Mali with that. Asila Mali then, so we did the sales. Bar. Yeah, it wasn't like mad. It was like over 100 sales though. I started Asila Mali, used that, and the sales from the site. We funded Kokla, the chat.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Ting-a-ling.
I mean, I guess it helps for you to, the fact that you have so much knowledge also around the tech.
Yeah.
And how to set up all this stuff.
Yeah. And hence why I'm saying like the data.
Yeah.
Because now all of the plays, Nipsey used to call it, he called it what? Back pay. He's like, yeah, you have back pay, bro. There's money that's due to you that's coming. And it's not to like be like, oh, you must focus on the money, whatever. But if it's there, get it. You know, if it's there for you, go and get it. Because it's way easier, I'll say. It's way easier making music on a full stomach than it is when you're hungry, bro.
Yeah.
Your decisions are way better. Way better.
You're not desperate.
Yeah, there's a lot of clarity. You know, there's a lot of clarity.
I hear that. Like there's a whole lot of learning and unlearning when it comes to music and as you grow.
Yeah.
I mean, how have you managed decade plus to stay consistent? What's the key ingredient? Because you've been consistent. You've been dropping, I think, an album
almost
or an EP
year.
Or something every year since the Blunt EPs.
Yeah. Roundabout.
Is it the discipline that you learn from your spirituality and your alignment?
Yeah.
Does that also apply into your music?
Yeah.
How you live your life?
Yeah. For me, it's like, it's purpose, bro. So I'm the only one who can rap the way I rap. I'm the only one who can write the way I write. It's not to say other people can't write or I'm just saying the way that I do. And I have my own unique perspective and
worldview, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was put here to do. So it's like, I imagine God is in heaven listening to my stuff on the heaven, subscription of Apple Music or Spotify or whatever. And he's going, oh damn, that boy crazy though.
Like, yeah, this
that
is what
boy,
I gave
that boy
him.
crazy. I knew he was gonna say that, but still.
Like shouting me out. Daddy.
Yeah, my boy.
That's my boy.
Yeah, that's my boy. Yo, Jesus. Come check this boy out.
Yeah.
Dad.
You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
you.
Yeah.
I feel you. So how much of you is in your art? Since, I mean, we've already established that the Blunt EPs was you just expressing yourself, but since then, how much of you is in your art? Because I was listening to, what was that freestyle that you did? Is it on the 93 till Infinity beat?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a whole lot of bars, man. You went crazy on that.
Yeah.
But I picked, there's a Kelvin bar in there. I mentioned Kelvin, like I know he's proud of me or something like that. And there's a bar you said, you mentioned something about, I hope you don't, some beef like me and Gamma or whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But as a listener, someone who's been listening to you for a while, I'd be wondering, like, is that just a bar to fill in the space, or Or is there actually something
Yeah.
there? So that's why I'm asking, how much of you is in your music?
Yeah. No, all of it. Like everything. Yeah, bro. Like that's all me.
That's all you.
That's all me. And I get to it kind of somehow becomes therapeutic also in a way.
Yeah.
It's like then I get to speak on certain things in a song, and it's like, okay, cool, it's done. I'm over it. I've recorded it. It's on the internet,
Yeah.
and then it's like, yeah, okay, cool. It's 100% me. I can't. My worst stuff, the stuff that is the least better. Yeah, because I don't do negatives.
Yeah.
But the stuff which isn't as potent, I guess, I don't know, is the stuff where I try and write from a perspective that's not mine, or one that I haven't experienced. And sometimes I experience things from the way that other people tell me, as I'm listening to them, and it really, feels like it's my own. But the stuff that's like always, I feel like my best work is the work where I'm vulnerable and I talk on something that's like super personal, Yeah.
I feel it. I mean, on the subject of Kelvin, I feel like no one has taken the mantle since the past.
Right. What was the mantle?
Which was, I feel like he was the most visible, and he was like a point of reference, And sometimes I'm tempted, I think I've even said it to you before, like I blame you guys.
Right.
Why these guys out there are walking all over us.
Right.
That's my competitive side.
Right.
For the hip hop side. Like these guys are walking all over us, man. If Kel was here, he'd be on their asses like right now.
Right.
And I feel like you guys are
calm.
Chill.
It's like
I don't condone violence.
It's like
no, like I think you guys are too chilled.
Yeah.
That's just my own selfish perspective on it. Like I feel like, I wish someone would just come through with that AKA energy, man, and just be like,
yeah.
I
mean, I kind of did something like that with the Controller Made Me Do It verse. I don't know if you heard that.
I remember you did dabble into a bit of that.
Yeah. And yeah, it did what it had to do.
And I remember a bit of the back and forth.
Yeah.
But where did that come from? Was it frustration or strategy?
It was, I write every day, and I'm in the studio every day.
So it just came.
It was like, this is where we're at.
This is where we're at.
Hardy.
Yeah, and I feel like you can't really force that energy or that that characteristic on anyone.
And I mean, maybe just like talk on the mantle, bro. Like, Vin was his own artist. Same way ASAP's his own artist.
Yeah.
Same way Poi is his own artist, and K Breezy and Brins and Noluntu. I mean, I could go on.
Yeah.
Right. And the one thing that like Vin's passing did is like it made us just kind of like not actually want to have problems with each other. It's like, bro, like
True.
You
could I see
dip.
that.
I see that. So I'm a lot closer to ASAP after. I didn't even know K Breezy. I mean, I knew K Breezy, but we weren't like, we weren't like, we didn't like talk. We didn't know each other like that. But now I'm genuinely excited to see like all the homies, and it's more about like growing, and it's also an understanding that like actually the whole mantle thing is off, because what do you mean only one can go? Do you get me? It was like the idea is that one, and then after this one, then this one, and then after this one, and then this one.
As a fan of the game, we want the war, we want the game of Thrones.
But then you must ask yourself this question: who coached you into believing that?
I guess the game coached me into believing that. We want our Drake, we want our Casper, we at least want our Casper versus AKA we want our Cristiano versus
Messi.
you know.
Right.
I mean, I know it has a negative energy around it, but that's only if you're looking at it from a certain point of view. Because still with hip hop, there's battle raps, right?
Right.
It doesn't mean we hate each other.
But it's like for culture, this is what we're gonna do.
For the culture, this is what we're doing.
Right.
I feel like that adversity, controlled adversity, at least for the most, even in sport, it helps elevate the game. So I was just saying, like, maybe that's what's missing. You know, having been around and just seeing how things are, I do feel like something left when he passed.
Yeah.
And we still haven't found it.
For sure. I think also the problem is that like we're trying to replace it.
I think?
Yeah, because it's like okay. Like as you said, like something left. There's a void that needs to be filled. That's kind of the implication, right? That's kind of what it implies. But I mean, I could talk on all the great stuff that happened after.
There is so much great stuff. There's so much great stuff. I mean, don't take me wrong. That's just a secluded part of my thinking because I try to look at the whole view of the thing.
But I mean, I've like also seen like quite a bit of that narrative as well. And yeah, it's like, honestly, man, there are places and spaces where people don't care.
True.
They're like, who's Luminous? Like nobody would perform Zakwe and Essay. Who's Zakwe?
Bro, there's like 1 million.
You know what I'm saying? Or like
60 million in Zim.
Noluntu Cheso, who's that? And they don't care. Did you see like K Breezy and Brucella have beef? These are just examples, not like true story.
Yeah.
But like people just genuinely don't know. Just like, okay, personally, where I'm aligning like my energies, bro. Where first of all, is it going to generate money?
Yeah.
Is it sustainable? So is it going to generate? So I did NFTs like during that time. I made a lot of money. I made a lot of money. I wish I could have been like a lot more financially smart about it. At the time, I took care of all the things that I had to do, like with like at home, whatever. Great. And then, I had fun, bro. But I made a lot of money. It just wasn't sustainable. Just the time, the era.
Yeah.
The tech, great.
Lockdown era.
Yeah, the tech, amazing. The knowledge, the information, great. The how to grow a community. All these are like all of these things that like I've been like kind of talking about. Content and community nurturing, whatever. These are things that I've learned during that time. So like that value.
Some skills,
Yeah. But again, like not sustainable, right? So these are the things that I'm more like worried about. You know, actually, bro, can I make money when it's not someone giving me the money? Like,
so basically you're saying, I'm worried about the wrong stuff. I'm worried about the
entertainment. Because then the entertainment in itself will then become a lot more entertaining when we can actually do it and we actually mean it. Where it's like, bro, I don't like K Breezy, bro.
It's actually authentic.
You know what I'm saying? And I have enough money because like my family's fine and I don't care whether I go into the studio. There's no, these people are not going to work with me if I don't do this. You know what I'm saying? Or my fans are going to cancel me.
It doesn't help anything, if you're going to spend all day rapping and beefing and then you have to walk back home on an empty stomach.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm walking back home, let it be for health choices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let it be for productive.
Yeah, not as a last resort because I'm stuck.
Yeah.
But it's that I think like then we can take care of a lot of other things. Yeah. It's like, the music sector in Bulawayo is booming. Why? Because they're actually generating quite a lot of money. They generate a healthy amount of money that circulates because that's what an economy, that's what happens, right? So I make some money. I'm able to pay you guys to shoot a really dope video. You guys are able to pay models to be in the video. And then the models themselves, then they can go buy more makeup, that they can go trap people at not that that's what models do. Obviously, I'm just saying as an example.
I do. I was just saying, like,
you're a model and you trap people at cotton.
No, I was saying, like, I get what you're saying. It's not, malicious.
Yeah,
it's hypothetical.
Yeah,
Or is it?
I don't know, but
no, but I'm also saying, like, my point wasn't more so on the beef. It was just like
entertainment.
Like there's just people who really make. It's just like right now in SA, with AKA gone, the gap can be felt even from this far.
Yeah.
Those guys were giants, even after now that they weren't beefing as much, you could
and Ricky Rick also.
Yeah.
Rick,
but I'm talking about like the two main people who could make the ground shake. The two people who could divide opinion. And I don't think they grabbed it. It was just on them.
Yeah.
So my point was more.
They genuinely had problems with each other. And they could drive off from a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then again, I say that to say, like, someone who's just really willing to walk into the fire or into the thick of things and just be like, yo, something is missing here. Why are we not doing this? Why are we not, like, someone who just has that bit of energy, that fighting energy? Not to say that y'all aren't fighting.
Right.
I mean, I get it. That was just his characteristic. He was more combative, more confrontational than some maybe. And I don't know, man. I don't think that can be replaced. Even though I always feel like once something for something to become whole again, something needs to fill that space.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need a direct a replacement, which is impossible.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see it, or I'll know it when it happens.
Yeah.
For me.
I think that's kind of like a tough ask because AKA was actually popping from early. So he probably has like maybe almost 20 years in the game before like 35.
Yeah.
So you have that person because Nasty C came from Norway. Casper, I wasn't popping that much before.
You can't replace something that took 20 years to build, ne? Overnight.
Yeah.
And there's all rounded. He produces, raps, sings, markets, presents.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing that I'm saying, like, about resources. Resources are so important, bro.
True.
So,
I mean, we can,
so important, even just like, okay, I am on an ad for a month and I'm getting paid for being on an ad on a TV station where ads are being run every day. And so I'm getting paid, bro. That's different. That allows me to do one extra thing so that's like, again, more on the business. So there's a lot of
and development.
Yeah.
And it frees up space in your mind to think.
Yeah. Like, okay, now let's go to Mutare. Let's go make the album there. Let's go finish the album there. But actually, let's go to H.
Let's go there.
Let's go there now. Let's go there now, like this. January would BNB covered.
Nah, my tappy flats right there in the thick of it.
You check what I'm saying?
Part of me feels like when Holy 10 did those 10 videos here, he was kind of hoping for some smoke. Knowing him and his character,
Yeah.
Like, I came into your backyard, niggas, and then I did all this.
Yeah. And then the reason why I did is because, like, the people that he worked with are actually the best at what they do.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Noe styled him.
Yeah.
Noe's from here, styled that video.
And I love that. I love that he did that. I just wish there was someone who I don't wish it. I just wonder if there was someone who would have just come out of the gate smoking, like, on some crazy stuff, and we get an entertaining beef.
Even a parody, nothing, no reaction. He just came, he left, and there's no sign anything happened.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I just, honestly and genuinely, I just don't see how, that's sustainable, because then that becomes like, oh yeah, now you have to do it all the time. Now
I know that's the thing that sucks about being if you gain your popularity using beef or
All right.
profanity or whatnot, and you have to sustain it through.
Yeah.
And people don't give you the room to grow. They're like, oh, what, you can actually rap? We thought you were all about the jokes, bro.
Yeah.
Go back to the jokes. But
The rap stuff is cool. But the
unfortunately,
jokes.
yeah. And no, I hear that. I hear that. I mean, anyway, I was talking about your Twitter feed the other time. I saw a tweet where you were like, now that you don't have to be perfect,
Right.
you can be good.
You can be good. Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's an obsession with I have to, when I go out, I have to look my ultimate best. So the women, my makeup has to be like
I
this.
need to spend 5 months on my
You know what I'm saying?
album or something like that. 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
The snare is not hitting right.
Yeah, this is not okay. I need more time. I need to put out the work. You know?
When did that click in your mind?
I'm
perfectionist?
recovering. Recovering
True.
perfectionist.
Aye.
Now it's just strategized. It's like I know what my next drop is. I know when it is.
You don't observe so much on certain things.
Yeah, like I obviously want it to sound good, you know. And I know when it's not sounding good.
Which part do you obsess on? The lyrics, the beats, the packaging?
I think I'm more obsessive about the release, the packaging, the content. Like, if you go into my Instagram, like my Instagram is
so many drafts.
An OCD page.
Is that a new thing?
Nah, since I opened my gram, like everything is tiled. So it's like these three, this row is where I did the TikTok freestyles. Done. This row is me counting down the MDALI 8 days, whatever. You know, so I'm super OCD about. I'm like, now I'm only starting to like kind of let go of it. I'm just like posting. But it's like let go of. It was more for myself. So like, let go of that unwarranted need to be perfect. Yeah.
Perfect in, is that only in music or just even as a person? Like, stop living for other people. Stop trying to maintain a certain image that you're not.
Yeah.
Free.
I don't take anything back now, which is.
I don't take anything back.
Yeah. So I've said like quite a bit of harsh words to quite a number of people.
Yeah.
Recently this year, and it's like I meant everything that I said when I said it. And however I said it is the way in which like it wanted to be expressed. So that's what you got. You know what I mean?
Even though I'm now remorseful now, maybe.
No, now I need to comfort you. I'm not remorseful. I just understand that you're still hurt. You know?
I still meant to hit you? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm like, listen, I understand that I hurt you.
Yeah.
That was not my intention. I could have communicated it better, perhaps. Still 100% meant everything that I said, though. I need you to understand that. But in the way in which it came out was probably off, you know. So I've gone through a night or an evening or whatever for me to acknowledge that. And now I'm presenting this apology to you.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was thinking, for me, I thought more of just learning to let go and making mistakes. You know, allowing yourself to make mistakes and at least surrounding yourself with people who allow you to make those mistakes.
Yeah.
How important is it for you as a rapper? I mean, you went to school, you studied what you studied. What did you study, by the way?
Multimedia and computer science.
You know, and then you still gravitated towards being a rapper. Was that something that was easily accepted?
Like by whom?
At home, by the people who sent you to school.
Yeah, weird. I mean, like like my family, siblings and all, we've always been granted the freedom to do, you know,
anything
to find out. Yeah. And yeah, I think also another thing was that I like put everything into it. Do you know what I mean? Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm at school. Here's my new song. How's school going? It's going great. Here's my new song. Okay, when are you writing exams? I'm performing on this day. I'm writing exams. You know what I'm saying?
So people already knew that there was nothing to play with.
Yo,
it's not a fly-by thing. He's gonna get over it.
Yeah, like Holiday.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Holiday. I mean, my mom gave me my rap name. You get me? So she still has the very first song that I recorded.
That is super dope. I mean, I can relate because my parents have always actually also let me just find my own footing. Right? Yeah. Which I think is dope.
You know,
which I think is dope.
It's gonna take care of them. So
yeah, man. I think I'm all tapped out. Yeah. Are you good? You still have something you want to talk about?
I think I'm.
I mean, what's on your mind? What's cazering you these days? You know,
what am I obsessed about?
I saw. You know, I liked what I saw, and then I liked was the when you sampled was that what was that Saber Rider?
Yes.
And those gem items, I was like, damn. And I also heard when I went back to Instagram to look for them, and then they were gone.
Oh,
are they still up?
No, they should still be up.
I don't know. I went and I searched and I couldn't find them.
Yeah.
That was fire, bro.
Yeah, thanks.
Nostalgic, bro. Man. I mean,
that to remind people of like,
that shows our age. You don't know? Do you know Saber Rider? Jam, you know.
Yeah.
Your mind is malfunctioning,
it's like,
bro.
Not there.
We are not that old either.
Just white noise.
Yeah.
We are not that old either. But I like that about I like that about how you make your music. Like you get to, at least for someone who's very, what is it when who's very analytic, especially to rap and music in general. You know, when I hear your music and then I see you sampled like Saber Rider, I'm like, oh, okay. So this guy, probably me and him are the same age. Okay, cool. You know,
it's like small nuggets, like
small nuggets. You know, it makes me even more of a fan or someone who also didn't know. They'd be like, oh, okay. So this guy, he probably went through some similar experiences growing up. And then I listen to, you know, stuff and I hear you making punchlines about Olivier Giroud and Tyrone Mings. I'm like, damn, this nigga actually watches football like that. Yeah. Who knows Tyrone Mings, bro? Like,
right, it's such a random thing.
And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
so
defending my, defending my something like
that. That's I like that about music. Like, you can feel like you can hang out with someone just based off what they're saying, and I feel like I learned something about you. It might be wrong, but I've always approached music in that manner, you know, to try and find something that I connect to in it, and I like that you do that about your music a lot.
Yeah, no, thanks, bro. Yeah. Those reference points, because I think when we did the one with Jem, I did the Saber Rider one, and then I was like, yo, let me know which cartoons you used to watch, and then Amanda, I think, Amanda, she was like, oh, do Jem, because she said that used to be her thing when she was growing up. So I was like, I bet. Then I went and I found the thing. And then I had to look for the instrumental, and then I mashed it up, and then I had to write it also. So it was like, I was writing it also in a way where it's like, oh, okay, I know you're going to appreciate this because you said you wanted this to be done like this. And
no, that was fire, man. The way you put it together. Yeah. Do you do a lot of your own production or?
No. I used to like mix and master my own things. Now I just write and I rap.
You just write?
Yeah, I just write and rap.
You've learned to let go more.
Yeah.
Because is that important? Why is that important, at least for you or just in general? Do you feel it's important to let go?
Yeah, because when you're too close to something, you can't really see it like that. You can't see
I get that.
You're like looking at the mic like this, you can't see the mic stand. You know? So just being open to, I'm trying new things in the studio. Like I'm singing, you know, which was kind of there, but was kind of there. Yeah. And now it's like, oh yeah, bruh, we're going to need that just like higher. And I'm like, what you mean higher? That last one was high.
Was high, like
think Pharrell.
Were you always like, I get it. Were you always like intentional? Did you think you were doing underground music when you were doing it? Like when you won that best underground, was that even something that was on your mind?
It just
It just they
They're just like
yeah,
underground.
underground. They're like,
Give him underground.
doesn't have a bop. It
This
doesn't
one,
have a bounce.
It's different,
Yeah.
alternative. Give him.
You know what I'm saying? Like I always find that
give him,
interesting.
give
Like,
him.
did you actually think?
Bro, like the best alternative, like that thing, like before, right? When I was nominated for the award, I was like, oh, dope. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, nomination.
The most
Let's
important
go.
thing was the
I was like,
nomination.
hey,
Yeah.
let's go. K-Chaps, I don't know who that, I didn't know who he was at the
Yeah.
time. K-Chaps, like, oh, okay, bro. Hilsey, like, okay, I know Hilsey. I was like, it's probably Hilsey. You know, and then, and then we got that thing, and the guy who was announcing the award, this is actually what made me get back to like rapping. So wherever you are, bro, I'm coming for you. We're gonna have this conversation in person because I need to thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah. Anyway, so this guy, right? He's announcing the thing, and he's like, the next award is for, you know, these artists. They don't really rap. They're more like singy. I was like,
wow.
what? I was like,
Dang.
I was like, better not. I was like,
Dang.
better not be pissed. I'm watching this thing online, by the way.
Yeah.
This is happening in H.
Just like that. Your whole career
and then
erased.
and then he announced, the nominee, whatever nominees coming in. Indigo Saint. My boys, shout out Larry. He ran on stage, bro. He ran on stage when collected the thing, said a thank you speech on my behalf. Cool. And then the thing came, you know, and then the thing came, I got it. Thanks. Shout out.
And you started singing.
I put it in my room. I was inside. Right.
Now let me show him. Let me show this guy.
Right. This is done. I was like, it's done. Like, y'all not getting no melodies from me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And you went on a non-melody run.
Yeah. I was in some, I'm gonna go do I'm gonna do a freestyle. Like, I'm gonna finish this album, and then I'm gonna do this freestyle.
Is that when you did the 93
Yeah.
till infinite?
Yeah. I'm petty, bro. I don't.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure. And then they gave me Sweet 16 for that. I was like, yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah, they gave you
What's
verse
up?
of the year for that, right?
Yeah.
Bro, that was elite rapping. You know, I think if I'm Nick Fury, you know, and I'm putting together the Avengers and Bulawayo,
Right.
I might definitely have you, have ASAP,
Yep.
have Breezy.
Yep.
I need to think about the other members
Yeah.
deeply. But yeah.
What about Breeza?
No, Breezer's coming up, man. Breezer's fire. Breezer's fire, man. He's part of the new crop that's coming up.
Okay.
I can't wait to see what the newer kids
No
are gonna
Luntu.
do with no names.
But you need a Black Widow in there, right?
I mean, definitely she's making Black Widow. If it's a rap,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. If it's a rap,
Nah, she
Avengers.
can eat. Yeah, she can
Yeah.
eat.
Nah, because you niggas rap, bro. Like whenever I go back to that 93 till infinity or any of your verses, especially your features, because I'm competitive. So
Yeah.
when it comes to hip hop and it's a feature, I'm always like, I want to see what Timbano like. And Joe was killing.
Yeah. Nah,
It was
thanks.
killing.
Yeah.
Is that intentional?
Yeah.
You don't want to be outdone? Would you do what Big Sean did on Control? Just put it out like we were just trying to make a good record after hearing the Kendrick verse?
Not like I think you can ask anybody that I've worked with. First thing that I say, like when I send people a song to work on, I send them with my verse attached. My verse is always the first verse. And I'm always like, bro, take whatever, you know, I trust you, you know, please body this verse. Because for me, then the song is gonna do this. And I'm such a fan of like everyone's stuff where it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, oh, there's a verse K Breezy did on Block 34 on Grootman.
That's also another killer, man. That's that guy.
I was like,
K-Breeze is disgusting with it, bro. Like
Bro.
every time, bro. Like,
I think I listened to that like when I got the verse back, right? I think I listened to it for an hour. In between that hour, he probably has the voice notes. I was just like, oh, dog, and then you said this. Like as if it wasn't my song, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I mean, it maybe like weirds people out or whatever. Because like if you put me on your song, that's at least I believe that's what you'd like me to do.
I mean, that's super confident,
I mean?
though. Super
Yeah.
confident. You've never changed the verse before? Like it comes back and you're like, yeah, okay.
Nah. Like, I won't lie, like Breezy's verse made me want to change mine. I was inside, oh, no, but even if I change it, what am I even going to say?
No, bro, K Breezy,
You know what I'm saying?
his verse has it's like, it's like someone who's drifting. Have you ever been in a car that's drifting, like it's shifting gears and then, it's speeding and then it shifts and then it turns. I'm like, damn, bro, how are you fitting all of this and these turns in one verse? That is, nah, bro, that is insane.
Nah,
that is insane. I'm a huge fan. I've never met him actually.
Yeah. Nah, super chill guy, super calm guy.
Super dope guy.
It's the same thing with like every time, the songs that I've done with ASAP, hectic. Songs that I've done with Prolific, hectic.
Yeah.
It's always like with Muse also.
Yeah.
Always.
That's another one because Muse is a rapper.
You know,
with ASAP, he's so good. I feel like we now just take it like for granted.
Yeah, it's like, of course. It's like, but it's like,
what were you expecting?
You know what I mean?
He's gonna kill anyway.
Yeah. It's that, like, for me, it's like, yo, like, let's bring the best out of each other.
I think it sucks when you're that good to the point where people are just like, oh yeah, standard
procedure.
You know.
That's why those boys, that's why they don't want to feature us in their songs, my brother.
Because you guys kill, man.
Because we don't play. We don't play. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out.
I'm sure a song with all three of you. Is there a song with all three of you?
Myself, Breezy, and ASAP.
Yeah.
Oof.
That would be a competitive one. I imagine, even especially if you're doing it live in the studio on that day. I can imagine.
Yeah. No, I need to be super ready for that one. Like I might need to go off Twitter again for
that one. You did like
I'm in your car. I need to go see like my uncles, my aunts.
Even the one you did for, is it the Malcolm Funded?
Oh yeah,
James.
Yeah,
man.
Imagine if Steve Biko lived long enough to see his people kill people off the premise that lesser evils do save people. He probably wouldn't like the way that I'm unequaled, unrivaled, unbridled. What I do is far from ill, bro. It's illegal, no upheaval in this sequel. The pen is mightier than the sword, and I'm so verbose. You won't have to find a broker just to get my quotes. For all my Forex people, they know what I was talking about.
Bro, where do you store that? How big is your hard drive?
Hey,
like in here, man. How big is the hard drive?
It's like it's there, bro. It's like, yeah. It's there.
I always go back to 93 and Infinity Freestyle. That's like 2 minutes or something like that.
4.5.
4.5 of just straight bars, no repetition, no nothing.
Yeah.
I'm such in awe of people who can do that. Rappers are just like, what's your relationship with the word genius, man?
Yeah.
Y'all are playing around that area. Some of you guys.
It's like
it's right there, it's right there.
Yeah.
That's insane, bro.
It's
like, where are you keeping that, man? I can't even recite 10 words thing. I just phrase off the top.
I think like how I went through that is I wrote it first, wrote to the beat, wrote it, and then recorded it, right? Recorded it, listened to it for days, bro. Listened to it for days, and then it was like, all right, cool,
I'm ready.
Play the beat, bro. Let's go. And it was like, and action. And then the beat's playing, and then it's playing in my headphones. It's like, yeah, let's go. You know. But I like done it for I've done it so many times. So many times. And also it's that if it doesn't look like obsession, if people around you don't think you're crazy, then you're probably not doing it enough.
You
know. So it's
like doing it right.
Yeah, or like I'm rehearsing, I'm in the shower, I'm like fitting that thing. I'm having breakfast. I'm rehearsing. I'm lunch. I'm going to sleep. I'm rehearsing that thing. I'm in town. I'm playing it in my headphones. I'm going to the studio before my studio session.
Yeah.
I'm rehearsing that thing. I jump out of my studio. I'm rehearsing that. So it's like at that point, it was like such a part of me. And that like, it was just like, this is not going to go anywhere, you know? And then just also that hunger to actually like do it. Like what, 2021?
Yeah.
Right, 2021.
So obsession is your.
Yeah.
Do you feel like for someone to be good at something, they need to have that obsession
and delusion? Yeah. Like the right amount of
So is that like a key? Are those
Obsession
part of
and
the
delusion?
obsession and delusion? Are those the reason why you've been so resilient
Yeah.
since the time you started? I mean, life does life sometimes.
Yeah.
The country is
Countrying.
difficult. It is countrying. You
Right.
ask yourself, why do you still create in a city or country that's trying to kill you for creating?
Right. Because I'm obsessed and I'm delusional.
You're obsessed and you're delusional.
Because people will call you that either way.
Yeah.
So might as
So you
well
have to
be.
accept it.
Might
the
as well
first
be.
one to call
Yeah,
it.
because oh, y'all think that's delusion. Y'all just seeing it from you don't see that part. You don't see the hours. You don't see the scripts on the phone. You don't see the cancelled, the deleted notes.
You don't see how much work it takes to make it look this easy.
You know what I'm saying? You don't get to hear the bad songs that we leave in the studio. Where it's like, shit, I leave this channel out.
Do you have a song that you released that you regret? Like that wasn't good? Maybe I should have taken a bit longer.
I have a song called Got It. And it's not because it's bad. It's because I think it's like brilliant.
You released it
Okay,
during
I got
the
it.
daily.
2020.
Got it. I got it. I
Yeah.
got it. Yeah. I like
So
it.
2020. Yeah. It was too soon. I felt I dropped it too soon.
I loved it. I loved it. Why
yeah.
did you remove Tales of the Bougie Pansula on Spotify, man?
Because
I need
I'm doing
Stella
a deluxe.
in my life.
Yeah. Because I'm doing a deluxe version of it.
Still, man, you removed Stella from my existence. That was my jam, bro.
Abon Lenga. Manglam Ziabo.
Bro,
Yeah.
and that beat.
Slicker. Shout out Slicker Beats for that one. He's the one who cooked that.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing a deluxe.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Later. Soon enough, but like later.
Cool.
Later.
Cool.
It's gonna be worth
Cool.
it though. Best believe it's gonna be worth it.
Do you have anyone managing you right now?
Yeah. I work with DBO Entertainment.
Mm.
So yeah. So they work closely with my brand. So that's like my look when I'm out and about doing all of that. Yeah, super dope peoples, man. Super dope peoples.
What point in time in a rapper's career or artist's career do you think they need management?
When there's a lot of work.
Not in the beginning.
If in the beginning there's a lot of work, then yeah. But
Right.
I've done everything. I've been my own booking agent. I've done my own collections. I've done my own.
No, I ask because I
yeah.
look at you and I mean, you've done Cottage 47, which
Yeah.
you were pretty much heavily involved even
Yeah.
in every aspect. So I'm just thinking, I mean, well, does this guy have a manager? If so, does he need one at this point in time?
Yeah. Because also it makes like strategy. Strategy. Like when there's people sitting around the same table and we're planning, okay, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this. Why? How are we gonna measure how well we did this? Who's keeping accountability? Who's accountable for this?
Yeah.
And this, Yeah, I mean, like being accountable for yourself is like 100% possible.
Yeah.
Just very difficult.
But if you have other people,
Yeah, if someone's calling you on Friday at 3 in the
Yeah.
afternoon, like, yo,
this
are
needs
you
to-
ready for the interview?
Yeah.
You said you were going to have this and this, and you get what I'm saying?
No, I
That's
get that.
different.
All right,
yeah.
cool, bro. It's been good.
Yeah.
It's been nice. I think this is the first time we've had a conversation this long,
Yeah.
which is cool. I loved it. I'm good. I'm tapped out. Are you tapped out? Do you have a question?
You forgot that one thing. I think you forgot to ask Chichi. She was there.
What?
Something just to take home, eh? Something to put in the lunchbox and take home.
I don't like those kinds of questions because I feel like they're cliches. Like
Something like a
freestyle. He did a freestyle. Unwarranted, unasked, man.
I wasn't really gonna ask the question yet because wasn't that like an excerpt?
Which is good, man. I mean, he gets paid to do that stuff.
Oh,
What, you want people to have it for free?
I'm sorry.
EXO wants a freestyle, bro.
It's a freestyle. Nah, next time. next time, unless you're free to freestyle, but I don't know. I
said,
you know,
Proverbs Brahma professional. Make the Bible trendy like it's stripped in Chanel. Punchlines coming at you like I'm David Chappelle. I'm a francophone with French homies, como tu t'appelles.
Sheesh.
Yeah, big flex, we pay you in tax now. The cottage by the 10 of golden sacks now. Business portfolios, I'm all about the racks now. I'm at a point where life is bigger than these tracks now. A man just gotta get paid if he paving the way. I'm trying to get paid in abundance cause I pray every day. The godly man only seeks God and finds him every day. And some side, that's all you gonna get, but hot air.
Sheesh. Fire.
Yeah.
Always ready, locked and loaded,
Bless up.
always ready to shoot.
Bless up, bless
Shout
up,
out to
bless
you,
up.
bro. Thanks
Appreciate
for coming
you, man.
through, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming through.
Something to energize me. Yeah, you saw with the camera moving. Now I was like, okay.
All right, cool.